I'm so excited to make this video. I know this is a popular topic right now, 5 things that girls learn too late heading into womanhood. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't watch a single video to prepare for this. This is not repurposed content. This is me praying, thinking about the trenches I've been through, and giving you advice from that. So let's get into it. First things first, that you're going to want to start doing immediately is saving money. The overconsumption is absolutely ridiculous. And I want you to know that everyone's making money off of you, whether you purchase something from Amazon, off of someone's page, whether something's recommended to you on TikTok and then you buy it, whether an influencer shows you something. People are making money behind the scenes and you're spending money. So if you're not making any money as well, and you're just spending all your money to take these products in that these people might not even like, that recommended these to you, not to say everybody does that, but it's definitely a problem right now with the influencer community is dishonesty and just flat out lying to you for a dollar. They're making the money. They're not buying anything. People aren't buying these products, they're being sent to them. So I just want you to take a look around. And if you're buying way too much stuff, way too many clothes, you're upgrading your perfumes all the time, you have a big stash of skincare that you're not even using, you are better off taking your money and saving it. Saving it so you have a cushion underneath you. It feels so much better when you get older. Like you gotta have something underneath you. And as a woman, my Nana always told me to have cash on you in case of emergency, in case you need a 20, you need food, you need a train ticket, you need something, and nobody's with you, especially, and you have your emergency funds tucked behind your card. So I keep a few 20s in my wallet at all times. And if you ever use it, you replace it immediately as fast as you can, just so you always have something underneath you. Having a foundation with some finances makes you feel better than stuff does. If you have stuff all over your house and you don't have any savings at all, this is where you have to check in with yourself and be like, I need to reevaluate and budget my finances. That's going to make you feel more like an adult, and you're going to feel more prepared when a bill comes around or something comes around that you're like, okay, I can take care of myself. You want to have that feeling. You want to be able to have that feeling. Even if you're in a relationship, like, and you're sharing finances, it's good to have your pillow to sit on, okay? So it's also really nice to have some money to donate, or when you're at church and you want to give, or you want to help somebody in need, having that money to do that feels really good. And that's something that God wants us to do with our money too. Like, not to say hoard all of your money, but you should have a savings to care for yourself, not be overspending and overindulging in products and clothing items, and also have some extra to help people in need. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing, being humble and kind will change your life. And I just don't hear people talk about this anymore. I feel like it's all about just an overinflated ego. Like, you are the most beautiful person in the room. You have to be the smartest. You have to like build your confidence to be past anything that anyone's ever seen before. And that's how you're going to get the attention. That's how you're going to get all the men and like all these things. It's just so terribly worded and the vibes are off. Being humble and kind is going to gain you actual deep, long lasting relationships. It's going to help you gain respect, and it's going to help your self-confidence as well. Like, you're not going to be trying to be the most perfect person and match everybody and be on trend and all these things. You're more so caring about people's hearts and your heart and making sure you're good and other people are good. That feels better than spending all this time trying to like put people on a pedestal. So I'm going to check you real quick. If you're obsessed with celebrities or you have like this idol celebrity, that's a problem, because God should be in that spot. And on the other side of it, if you see people that are lacking things, like they have less followers than you, for example, they have less money, people that are homeless, make you feel better about yourself, that is so wrong as well. Like, this is not your job to judge others. That's God's job. You are on an equal playing field with everybody. You are blessed to be in the situation that you're in, whether, you have more food than others, you have more money, whatever it is. You're blessed in some way compared to other people. So you need to make sure that you're being humble and being kind to others that might not have what you have. And especially when it comes to social media and followers, people have gotten so like nasty with it, just thinking they're better than other people just because they have more followers. Like, that's where you need to realize that you are literally swimming around in the world, in the worldly things, the things that don't matter, the things that aren't going to build confidence, the things that actually end up tearing you down, the things you get addicted to. That's all the worldly stuff. So making sure you're taking a step back, taking a bird's eye view, being grateful for what you have, and working on being humble and kind. That is going to gain you so much more proper attention that you want as a growing woman. Not not any of the other stuff that comes with all of the nastiness that we're spreading around all the time, especially on YouTube videos. And knowing that God is the judge, okay? Your job is not to rank anybody, and see the glass half full instead of half empty. That is so, so, so important. And the third thing, I'm just going to be so for real with you. You're going to regret whatever you're posting online right now. You need to think about your children, your future children, finding these photos on the internet by searching your name. And I want you to know something, because I used to be on TikTok and I had some followers. People will take your content and steal it and post it on websites, take your pictures and post them on other accounts. So even if you're like, I'll delete my stuff later, it's probably somewhere else already, especially if you have followers, even like a couple thousand or something. Like these places, these companies, these scammers like take pictures and take content. You don't even need a lot of followers, I don't think. It's just that happened to me a lot last year, a couple years ago. It was ridiculous. But my stuff was everywhere, guys. And I'm like, I grew past that. Was a spiritual page, like a new age manifestation page. And I am now a Christian, and I don't like that sort of world anymore. And the fact that my content has been repurposed by other people and shared about and used as scams, like, it's scary out there. Whatever you post, that's not your stuff. You might be treating it like your diary. Oh, it's just my pictures, just tracking my life. That's not yours. You don't own any of that stuff. You don't own those photos. Those are going to pop up randomly in the future and you're going to regret it. So, the last thing you want to be doing is posting anything seductive, anything that's going to come bite you when you're in a relationship, when you have children. Like, these things are not going to end well. And I think our generation, we're the first ones to do this. So we don't hear about the repercussions of this, but we will. But we will. And I want you to be free of that. So be careful. And the best thing you can do is just not leave an online footprint of things that you're going to regret, whether it's drinking, partying, boyfriends. And let me tell you this as well. If you're posting where you go to school, your family's pictures, you're posting where you live, inside of your house, what it looks like, you're posting your car, you're posting your finances, that is very dangerous and scary. What happened to privacy? Do we just not care anymore? You might as well just send your social security card out to your followers. Like, they know everything else about you. They know when you're at your Pilates class. They know when you're in class. They know literally everything about you. Does that not scare you? That these random people or these acquaintances or these people that like don't know you know all this stuff about you, and they even know where you're at live, like in real time, that you're not home, and they know you have all this stuff in your home. Like, people are not being careful, and you're going to regret that. I don't think that people are realizing that it is TMI. It is way too much. I actually, a few years ago when I was on Instagram, I remember I clicked on it. I saw a picture of somebody that I used to know in a bathing suit in a really provocative photo, and I almost got sick in my mouth. Like, I'm like, I do not want to see this one. This is like a grown person. This is so weird to me. Like, nobody wants to see this stuff anyway, guys. Like, it's going to bite you. And also, I know for a fact that this person deleted that picture because I remember being like, what the heck is this person up to? Like later, and I went to go check and they deleted it. I'm like, that's scarred in my mind forever. And I still remember it. So watch yourself. Don't just do things for attention, do things for likes. You're gonna regret it. And people remember what you posted. So the more time you can put in between whatever you might have done in the past and taken pictures of or posted about, and now, like if you could start doing that now for your future self, you're gonna be really, really happy that you did. Also, typing all your opinions out online, like tweeting all your political opinions and reposting all this stuff that honestly, one, nobody really cares. Um, People that might care are ones that are like completely against you or they agree with you. But again, it doesn't really matter. What's going to matter is the fact that your opinions are probably going to change, especially if you're in your 20s and trying to figure out who you are, what you like, what you agree with. I mean, I used to run my mouth like crazy online. And it's funny because when I was running my mouth, I had completely different views than I do now. So I'm like, eek. I'm glad that I drew the line and I didn't like argue with people online or anything like that. But just, we know how much we change from year to year. We look back at old pictures and we're like, it's giving cringe like a year ago, maybe our outfits, our opinions, whatever we have going on. But imagine when it becomes about politics and your opinions change, or it's your body and then you're maturing and you're like, I don't want people to see that, or you have a family now and like all these old things are creeping up. People have dirt on you, people have blackmail. Do not give people the power to hold stuff over you. And people can pull up receipts now, be like, oh yeah, but remember this happened, canceled. Like, watch your back with that stuff. Please, 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 please. Not too much relationships. I'm information on relationships, purchases, locations, your finances. Like, no one should have this content of you. It's too much. It's too much. And you're going to panic about this in the future when you have a family. Okay. The fourth thing is seeking God first. Not YouTube, not your friends, not your family, not your boyfriend. Getting on your knees and praying first thing. And there is a Bible verse that it is, I know that it's on my mug downstairs. It's be still and know, which I used to think was cringy. I used to not like that saying for whatever reason. And it's crazy because it actually is so life changing when you actually realize when you are still and alone and on your knees, you will know. You'll know the answer to your questions. You'll figure everything out. The truth is there with the Lord in silence. And we often don't give enough time in the day to have peace and quiet where we feel like we can connect with God, one, but also hear the answers to the questions that we have and find that direction with Him. So be still and know is like such a important verse for us to have in this generation, because not be still and scroll on your phone, not be still and not think about God. Not be still for 5 seconds, take a couple deep breaths, say 2 affirmations, and then throw on a Netflix show. Like, actually set aside time to be still and talk to God. It's such a beautiful thing. And then after that, you can reflect with friends and family, or if you need to talk to your boyfriend about it, or all those things, because connection's so important. But ask God, like, who do I talk to about this? Like, direct me, have the right people call me, like, put it in his path that he's in charge. And it's so impactful. It takes so much anxiety away. And this is just such a beautiful thing that you get peace and freedom and truth from God. And sometimes, as even as friends and family, like, we can't always say the perfect thing. We can't say the proper thing to our friends and family always, but God will always say the right thing. So go to Him first and then talk to your friends and family. And the last thing is, you will attract more genuine attention with class, humility, and elegance than you ever will with that lustful, praying attention. What I mean by that, every woman can attract attention through lust. It doesn't take much, honestly. We know this, right? So anyone can do that. But there is no long-term benefit to your heart or your confidence when you feel self-conscious deep down. You know that. That's why you're putting out this sort of lustful energy that you want people to kind of prey on you. When you give that out because you want attention, you need to realize that the root cause is a dark feeling, whether it's a lack of self confidence, self control, whatever it is, not focusing on your heart, because that would not be the attention that we do want. When we want like really genuine respect from others, we want people to ask about our opinions. We don't want to be the one that's flipping out, yelling at everybody, throwing it all around town, giving it all up for free. All that stuff is what people will remember of you. So again, if that was your past, God forgives right now. And that's a beautiful thing about God. You can literally start over today. Like he can free you from all of those chains and you can start over, which is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So don't like panic if you're thinking that, you haven't set yourself up properly in that way. You deserve to be able to show up with some class and humility, and you know yourself, and you feel smart and you feel respected. Like those things, when you get older, even in your later 20s, you want that from people. You want to have conversations with older adults. You want to be able to talk to other adults and be seen as an adult. And that can take a bit of an energy shift. That can take you stepping into maturity, which comes with some class, some elegance. Because we see adults that aren't classy, they aren't elegant, they're not showing up like they know what they're talking about or anything. And it's like they're not really getting the time of day either. So if you want that role and you want to feel really empowered, empowerment's not going to be found by likes on Instagram. It's not going to be found by throwing it all around town or showing it all off. Even if you got it like that, you got the finances, you've got the body, you are like slaying in all of that area. Why do people have to know? Like you don't you don't have to give all of this information to everybody to take back everyone else's opinions and use that to boost your ego. You wouldn't have to boost your ego if your ego was also fulfilled in the Lord and you felt confident in yourself and you knew that you were worthy and you're here on this planet for a reason and you're treating people good. Like that is so much more important. And I'm telling you, being mysterious when you get older and protected and you have a private life is everything. It's everything. It's so nice that people don't have dirt on you. They don't have gossip about you. They don't know what's going on. Like you run into somebody and you're like, they don't know anything about me. People don't know what to talk about. Like that is such a nice feeling, guys. It is really, really beautiful feeling. And God can forgive you today. Okay. You can start fresh by building the version of yourself that your future self will thank you for now. In the years to come, you'll be so glad you started these all now. So I'm wishing you so much healing. I hope you speak to God today and take some of these topics and start talking to God about them and seeing how you can mature in these areas. Love you and leave you. See you next time.